I think you're going to get some value by just listening in and hearing how we think through this, because you've got to update your marketing plan as well. Here's what we decided to do. Instead of saying, hi, I'm Adam, mwah, kiss you all right on the lips. Instead of saying, hey, what's your link? What's the link? You should hire us. Now it's changed. And I'm going to outline this for you. And I think it's going to be beautiful. I think it's going to work. And even there is a chance that you might get a message from Myeth. And now you'll know exactly what is working. So I said, first of all, let's not get people to grow your show anymore. That is not the main thing that we need to be looking for. That's not, and like you heard, it's asking for marriage too fast. It's kissing someone way too fast when all they know is your name. So we've got it like this. She's going to find out if they have an active podcast. So she's going to look for their podcast. And if she listens to the podcast, she's going to listen to at least a couple of minutes of a podcast. And if she can tell and determine that it's active, then she's going to just invite that person on to my podcast to be a guest so we can add some value to them and to you, the listener, as well. So if she's going to DM somebody and say, basically, if she can't find a podcast, she will still say, hey, can you give me a link to your podcast? Then they give the link and she's going to go to finding out if it's active or not. If it's active, she's going to listen to it. And then she's going to invite them to be a guest on the show. Now, that'll be great because I need guests on the show anyways. I already am looking for good guests. And this is a great way to get them. And it's a great way to add value to them. And there is a law of reciprocity, a reciprocal law, meaning that when I tell you that, hey, your hair looks really nice today, you normally don't just say, okay. You probably don't even just say, thank you very much for commenting on my hair. And then you walk away. Normally what ends up happening is, thank you. And you look really nice too. I appreciate that. And then you feel like you want to reciprocate somehow. Okay. This means the law of reciprocity is that we're just going straight to, hey, if you got an active podcast, I know we can add value to you by more exposure. And I know we can add value to our listener because Adam's going to extract things that'll be helpful for people that listen to the podcast on podcasting. So again, she'll find out if they've got it. And if it's active, she's going to invite them as guest. If it's not active, if they've got an inactive podcast, then we start with this. We say, hey, I was going to invite you to the podcast, but it looks like your podcast isn't publishing right now. Are you planning on resuming your schedule? Are you planning on going back to publishing episodes? And if they say, yeah, I'm going to go back to publishing, then Myeth is going to say, hey, when you do that, let me know so I can get you as a guest. So it's all for them. It's not, please hire us. It's all for them. It's all benefiting that person that we're DMing. And if they say no, if they say something like this, no, I don't plan to, or it's actually too challenging, or I no longer have time for my podcast. Or if they say, I don't know, because it's a lot of work. If they say positive, then we say, great, let me know. And if they say something like negative, like I'm not sure if I'm going to do it because it's too hard, I can't do all the editing. That the reason why I stopped doing it is because I didn't realize that I had to record and edit and produce and publish and do all of my own marketing and email my guest and create the promo images and right. If we determine that the person on the other side has stopped their podcast simply because it's been a little overwhelming, then she'll say, hey, because I work for the podcast on podcasting, I know a couple of people who can offload the work. Let me know if you'd like to connect with one of them and I can put you in touch. And so she'll probably put them in touch with me. And we can then say, hey, how can I help you resume this? Because it's good for your company. It's good for your business. It's good for yourself, actually, to be doing your podcast. It's beneficial to you to have your podcast. It's beneficial to that person to publish. And if the reason that they stopped publishing is because it was too much work, then of course it can be hugely beneficial to show them that there are companies out there that can offload all of that work And we do that. So then she could probably put them in touch with me and or somebody else that would be able to support them so that they could start their podcast again so they can make more money. It's a win-win-win.